jealousy and envy attach with success for men. And the more you get power, money, influence, and status, the more you're going to get jealousy, envy, hate. And it can be deadly. This is why, as you have your network protects you. This is why you avoid beefs and conflicts and all that kind of stuff, because you already have enough stuff to worry about from people who don't believe you should have what you have. They don't think you're worth it. They don't think you deserve it. They try to remind you who you used to be and all these other things. Jesus Christ had to leave Nazareth because they would not accept him. That was just David's son.
Welcome back to another episode of the Professional Nomad Podcast. I am your humble host, Stefano, and I am glad that you could join me this evening. And I also want to give a big shout out to everyone that made it possible for us to hit the 100 subscriber mark. Thank you so much. It means a whole lot, and we're still pushing, so make sure you keep hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you keep hitting that like button. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, we're on the hunt for 200. We've already crossed over the threshold of 100. So now we're moving forward. And just like with any other goal in life, once you smash one goal, you have to create another goal and you have to keep going forward. So thank you again. You'll be one of the first 100 subscribers to the channel. All right. If you're watching this on the replay, leave a comment. Make sure that you are leaving comments. Therefore, I can know your opinions on the content that I'm putting out, because I want to make sure that I'm putting out great content, because like I said, we do this for the people. So the people always get input on what we put out. This is for every YouTuber, anybody that has any kind of channel. We feed off you guys. So without you, there is no us. So with that being said, I always will show my gratitude. I'm a very humble person. But let's get started. Tonight, we're going to complete the series on Kevin Samuel's The Most Important Phases of Life for Men. This is the third and final episode of the series. And we're going to be talking to the men who are 40 plus. So this should really resonate to a lot of people, and where you should be, and if you're not there, where you should be aiming to be. Tonight we're live on Facebook. We're going to alternate that back and forth between Twitter and Facebook, just to keep the audience engaged in both platforms. Live on YouTube, and as always, we're live on Twitch. Now, if by chance you happen to run across this on the replay, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Therefore, you will show your support to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. It's important that you do that, because when you hit the notification bell, it automatically sends you an email or it sends you a notification in your YouTube app that your favorite YouTuber, content creator, whatever you want to call them, is live. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get to the video. We're going to listen to what Kevin has to say. This won't be a long one tonight, but it's a very important one on top of that because he's talking to my age range, the 40 plus age range. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and do this. Get myself out the way. Boom. All right.
Because we talked about, I'm sorry. You like the spinning things going on over here? I got all three of them. All right. Now, here's the thing. I've talked about the different phases of life. The different phases of life, the Esquire phase, the 18 to 29, and then we talked about the lion and tiger phase. We talked about the lion and the tiger phase, right? Big Shirley. How you doing, girl? Big Shirley. We talked about the lion and tiger phase. Hold on. Let's play that one. We talked about the lion and the tiger phase. And like I said, guys, understand one of the most important things you're going to have to do is learn how to handle the women you're going to choose to have in your life. Sometimes you're going to have to decide to give one of them walking papers. Hold on. Blue Collar Henry came through with the $50. Shout out to Najee, $9.99. Baby mamas, do y'all realize the difference between y'all's Big Shirley and y'all in there tripping? Ben Richardson came through. What's going on? Star Child came in with $4.99. Appreciate Kyle. What's going on? Thomas Jefferson already shouted you out. Shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Garden CEO. Protect Kevin at all costs. Appreciate it, my friend. Shout out to Darren Hardy. Came through with the 99. He came through with the hundo. Oh, so thank you, my friend. Keep up the good work, Godfather. Appreciate it, my friend. So let's fix that because that should have been a bomb right there. So guys, understand something. When you get into the next phase of life, whether you're gonna go down the GQ path, the lion path, here's your bomb, my friend. Whether you're gonna go down the lion path, the GQ path, or you're gonna go down the bachelor path, the tiger path, either one, just as long as you can take care of what you gotta do, it's all that really matters. The most important thing though is to understand that between 30 and 40 is where separation really starts between men. The great separation, as I call it, between 30 and 40 is where it really begins. And at age 40 is when all that hard work pays off. At age 40, this is when the men are officially in power. At age 40, the men are officially in power and the women are starting to whine. Shout out Detroit Red. Shout out Lou Casely. We'd love to hear your thoughts on perfumes for elegant and sophisticated women. I'll make a video just for you, Lou Casely.
Shout out to Luke Hazley, another person that's been around in the YouTube sphere for a long time. Make sure we show everybody love like we should. Shout out to Luke Hazley.
I'll make you your own video. Moderators, remind somebody send me an email, the info at bykevinsamuels.com. In the subject line, type Lou Casely's elegant and sophisticated perfume list for ladies. In the subject line, Lou Casely perfume list, and in the body, elegant and sophisticated fragrances. Got you covered, Lou Casely. I need to get that one that light over there on the timer. So I like to have dual lighting. So anywho, age 20. Oh, keep up the great work, Newt. Appreciate it, my friend. Shout out to Don. JJ came through, said, thank you for your guidance, my friend. Thank you. Abraham came through with $10. So yeah, we got that going over here. So this over here is super chats and things like that. So I can keep that kind of going over there. All right. At age 40, though, at age 40 is where the game changes. Shout out to Game Changer. At age 40, you have put in your 20 years. You have done the work of getting your body right. You've done the work of networking, failing, trying better, failing again. And now you've gone into the second phase of life. You should have been promoted two or three, at least three times by 40. By 40, you should have been promoted at least three times. And sometimes you may have to move companies to move up. You should have moved up at least three times. This is when you should be at the director phase of life, the regional manager, um, vice president. You are ready to win. This is the phase of life to where you take no prisoners. And this is a phase of life where God's got to become more and more aware, because this is a phase of life where
I'm a PhD.
lose.
Let me stop it right there. Now, for all men, once you reach a certain age of life, you should have your priorities in order. Right? Now, even though Kevin says by age 40, if you're working in corporate America, you should be promoted at least 2 or 3 times. You should be at least at the director phase, moving to the vice president phase or something like that. If you're one of those people that happen to start late, such as I'm not in the VP stage, director stage, but I'm in my 40s. I'm in the supervisor stage, though. I'm heading toward the manager stage. So it's a difference. And me being in charge of people, I might not have direct hiring authority, but I manage people on a day-to-day basis. So what does that mean? That means that I'm responsible for certain activities, certain things my people do on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of people don't really want that responsibility. And that's okay, that's fine. But for a lot of people who want to be entrepreneurs and start their own businesses, this is where things tend to get hard, because if you've never been in charge of something before, or you've never been in charge of employees before, then you have to understand it is a certain way that you have to interact with people. You have to be a people person. See, business is not the streets. Let me repeat that. Business is not the streets. You can't talk to people any old kind of way. It don't matter what color you is, what race, creed, or religion you are. It don't matter. You have to talk to people in a certain form of fashion. It's something I heard Shannon Sharp say, right? You got to know who to pat on the back. You got to know who to get a rah-rah speech to. You got to know whose ass you got to jump into. But every last one of these people, you cannot treat the same. That's not how it works. When you're a leader of people, you learn things like that. You don't learn unless you fail. And if you've never tried to do this, then you're not going to have good business sense or have a great business, because you're going to go into it thinking you can just talk to people in any kind of way, and it is what it is. That's exactly what you're going to think. So before I suggest anybody, before you jump out there and try to start your own business, you should always try to at least be a people leader first. Therefore, what what you will encounter. Why do I say that? Because when you're an entrepreneur, it it sounds good. But like I said in one of my previous videos, you always work for somebody. I don't care if you have your own business. Whatever brings you the money, that's your boss. YouTube, if I become an instant success on YouTube overnight, then I'm gonna be dependent on YouTube to pay my bills. That equates to YouTube being my boss. I gotta follow guidelines and I have to go the straight and narrow, or they'll take everything away. Then I had to make some video just to get them to, give me everything back. Sometimes it's not just as simple as, okay, I'm gonna start a business and I'm gonna jump out here and I'm gonna just do my thing. Yeah, but people can make or break you, because sooner or later you're gonna need people to help you. And you can't just talk to people any kind of way. So therefore, if you learn how to manage people before you start your own business, you will be able to learn what you're going to encounter on your own and how to deal with certain problems that will come along in time. How to deal with the employee that's never on time to work. How to deal with the employee that's your star employee that does everything right, but then tends to want to do what they want to do on the side, right? And gets the attitude when they can't get their way. You got to deal with that. How do you deal with it? Yeah, it's strategizing every single day, right? And when you hit the age of 40 plus, or 40, well, at least 40, I'm going to say in your 30s, to be honest with you, because by the time you get in your 30s, you should know that as an adult, you can't talk or treat people any kind of way. It's just common sense. If you ain't learned that, I suggest you do before venturing out on your own, or you won't have a successful business, because no one will request your services because you're rude. No one will want to come work for you because you're rude. And your business will have a short life. But if you manage it and do it the right way, you'll be able to have longevity. And that's the name of the game, longevity. And everyone doesn't want to be a people leader, and that's okay. But I don't want to be a producer all my life either. I don't want to be somebody standing on the line, working on the warehouse, always having to do grunt work, always having to hit some certain kind of number every day or every week or every month, being judged on how much I can produce. That's how my mindset works. I even tell my own employees this: don't sit here forever. Find something else. This will wear you out. Because for one, you need to believe in empowering people too. So you can ask them. They'll tell you. I tell them this all the time. I did a one-on-one with one of my employees the other day. And the first time she ever got a bonus since she'd been with the company, blew her mind. She was like, "What the?" I said, "This is what happens when you listen. A lot of the times, people don't like to listen. And if you're one of those type people, it's kind of self-explanatory. But everybody is unique." Let me see who we got in here. Gracias like a quina. Yes, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please make sure that because I look at the analytics, and 85% of the people that watch the videos, they're not subscribed. I appreciate the views and I appreciate the 100 subscribers we got, but we got 85 of all of the viewers that are not subscribed. So I'm talking to the 85% right now. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for your boy. It don't cost you a dime. I'm not trying to sell you nothing on this channel. I'm just trying to give you what's real and give you the truth. That's it. And I'm gonna give you solid information, the best of my ability. But to the 85% of the people that watch my videos, I still want to thank you because you're part of the many that support the channel. But that means 85% of the people that watch ain't subscribed. So just go ahead and make sure you subscribe. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The entire 85% of the people, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for you, boy. Go ahead. Then tell your friends, hit the subscribe button. Invite everybody. Tell them come check out the podcast. Therefore, they can see what we got going on over here. We're trying to do some major things and collaborate with some major people over here. We're going to try to bring you some major interviews in the future. So make sure you tuned in. So when we talk about it, you can hear. All right? Gracias la quina. Let's get back to the video.
They can no longer ride on the fact that black don't crack and they still look like they're hot enough to get in the club. I know so many women who are 35 plus who, when you look at their bodies, they are beautiful, but you touch them and they're soft. They work out, but it's not firm, it's not tight like it used to be. Because gravity and time is the same on all of us. And why is this important? Because you need to understand at age 40, your mindset needs to remember at age 20 how you had to eat shit. Because so many women will be coming along your way who had nothing for you back in the day when you were beta. Yeah, back in the day when they had nothing for you and they hitting you with the hey big head. Hey big head. And you're like, don't diss them. Don't be mean to them. Hell, talk to them, pick their brain, work with them if possible. And if you won't, dust a few of them off. But by no means do you get involved with them. Shout out to Minister Jap. He has a phrase that I'm going to take. He says, you're too old to mold.
All right, let me stop it right there. I'm probably going to catch some heat for laughing at that, but it's a true statement. You're too old to mold. I talked about this in my other video, saying how some people get stuck in their ways once they get older, right? Both men and women. It's the same thing. You get stuck in their ways, right? And to be truthful with you, that's why a lot of men date younger women, like I said in the previous video, because they tend to be able to mold younger women to what they need in a woman. Now, that's not me taking a shot at older women, because there's nothing wrong with older women. And that's not me saying that older women can't get with the program. But in America, a lot of the women tend to be, after a certain age, after they hit the wall, just downright stubborn. Don't want to change, don't want to adapt, don't want to do anything. That's what's causing a lot of the brothers. And when I say brothers, I mean men of all races, not just brothers. Both brothers and brothers, if you catch my drift, all colors, to hit the water, catch flights and go to places like the Philippines and Thailand and Colombia to find women. Oh, hey Lily, how you doing? Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming through, taking time out of your day. Everybody, make sure you go subscribe to Lily Veth's channel. She's straight out of the Philippines. She's over there dropping great content right now. So make sure you go over and check out. Make sure you tell her the professional nomad sent you over there, okay? Thank you for stopping through, Lily Veth. Yeah, my point exactly. That's what's causing a lot of us brothers to catch flights and go to other countries and meet other women. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you once again for coming through. Thank you. It's the truth. See, the thing about men think about legacy. And when men think about legacy, they think about who I can build my legacy with, right? We create it, and then we need someone to come along and nurture and foster, because that's not what men do. Men are builders. If you didn't know that, men build. That's the God honest truth. Men build. So we look for a companion to come along with us to assist and help along the way. And when we can't find that in our own country, that's when we leave. That's what's going on today. All right. But you have to be able to adapt to times. So let's get back to the video.
There used to be a brother running around the manosphere, on the manosphere street, talking about he doesn't deal with women over 25. I think that's a bit young. But the general sentiment is, if you are a woman and you are cute, pretty, beautiful, and or gorgeous, that's 6, 8, 9, and or 10, and you have never been married, there's something wrong with her. 100% of the time, there is something wrong with her. She might be feminine. She is likely beautiful. She may say all the right things, but but somewhere there is a flaw in her mindset. And those are the women who are going to start coming out of the woodwork. These are the women who I talk to with the most, to try, because they're really trying to understand, how do I correct this behavior? I didn't hear this information growing up. I didn't see it growing up. But look, I have mismanaged my prime years, and I'm trying to salvage it. They, they freezing eggs. They're taking all kind of tests. And here's the thing: I don't begrudge them any of this stuff, except one problem. Except one problem. They're dating in their late 30s like they're in their 20s. And you can't do that. And see, so many guys in their late 30s, when we're hitting the time where it's time to start winning, guys are like, you know what? Well, you know what? It's time for me to go ahead and decide to settle down. But you don't settle down with these women, gentlemen. You don't settle down with these women. Why don't you settle down with these women? Because they'll ruin you. They'll ruin you because their software, their mindset is what you're going to deal with. Remember, you don't deal with a woman's what comes out of her mouth. You deal with her actions, and her mindset will tell you everything you need to know. Her mindset is modern woman. I don't care what they say. Her mindset is modern woman. And a lot of women get mad at me for saying that, because a lot of women think that they are traditional women, but no, they're not. They're not traditional women, because there's no way you could got to be a traditional woman and you're still single into your 30s. None. No way. No way you could have been a traditional woman and got to be single. especially if you have the cute, pretty, beautiful, and or gorgeous. Because guess they've had men come by. They've had suitable men come by. They've had relationships. Many have been engaged. But you know how many women that you'll find at this age who, if they're honest with you, they'll tell you, I've had opportunities, but it's always something. You know what it tends to be? It's that job. It's anything. It's not being able to follow men. So why are men winning at this area of life? Because
You are nothing but a dirty, stinking, low-down hyena.
There are a lot of women that got the hyena mindset. They got the hyena mindset at this time, at phase of life. And the most important thing you can do is understand that that's who they are. Don't get mad at them. Just avoid them. Because there is nothing you can do with a hyena. That's what it sounds like when here in Atlanta or around the country, where I hear a bunch of these women, 3 or 4 to a group, out here doing their girls' night or whatever it is, what it is. That's what you hear, a bunch of hyenas, and then they get mad at you because you come in there doing this. You come in there roaring like a lion. They're like, ooh, look at him, girl. He look like he's CIA. Shoot, he even look like he the bag. Uh-huh. Yep. And then they got the nerve to be looking at you like a whole snack. They're looking at you like a whole snack. And then you roll over and but then here's the funny thing. You know what the funny thing about all this is, guys? They're looking at you um like you still back on the college campus, right? And what do you see? What do you see when you see these women? And they're looking at you like, hey, how you doing? Hey, big head. And then they roll up to you and you're like, I can't get with you. And then if you have, and then they ask you or your opinion about something, then out of your mouth comes traditional man, masculinity, manhood, hierarchies, gender roles, all that kind of stuff. Then the next thing you know, you spot the undercover Shirley and you call it out. Hey, Shirley. And what do you hear?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Shirley, you can't be.
All right, let's stop it right there. Now, let me break this down for people who might not understand what Kevin is trying to say. We're going to break it down in the layman's terms, right? Exactly, Lilibeth. Exactly. You're exactly right. And here's why. Because in this country, right? In this country, they have programmed women to want to be like men. And I can see it affecting us in the long run because right now everybody only thinks about what's going on right now. They don't think about the future. They don't think about what's going on right now. A lot of the people don't know how to turn it off. I was talking to somebody the other day, I can't think of who it was, but I was telling them, okay, I'm in management. So what I do at work, I do at work. But the minute I shut my laptop, I have to flip the switch and turn that off because I can't take what I do at work and how I manage people at work into the streets. And I can take some of the principles, some of the key principles that I use at work and use it in everyday life when I deal with people. But when I shut that laptop, I'm nobody's boss. Not my kids or anybody. So with my interpersonal relationships, with my personal relationships, it's me developing these relationships. But the way that they have these people programmed, especially the women, they have the women programmed with this boss mentality. And a lot of the women can't turn it off. You can't turn off that switch that's in your head. It's just either you are or you aren't. And once you practice being a certain way so long, that's how you're going to be. If you play dumb, you're going to be dumb. If you play crazy, you're going to be crazy. That's just how it works. What you put out in the universe is what you get back, right? And once you continue to be a certain way, a lot of women don't know how to turn it off when they get home. You can be the director over this department that has 400 people in it, but when you come home, you're my wife. There's a difference. And you have to be able to turn it on when you go to work and turn it off when you coming home, when you walk in the door. Right? Make sure you subscribe to my Instagram page. I always drop a reel over there right before we go live. Therefore, I'll let you guys know that we are going live, and I will incorporate the link straight to the live video. All you got to do is click it, or I'll tell you it's in my bio and you go straight to the live bio. To the bio in my, and click the link. That's all you got to do. Gracias la caquina. Yeah, it's all about greed. But the country has allowed this to go on. See, most countries don't allow these type things to go on. They don't do this in other countries. And here, most of the women are sheltered. For so long, they've been allowed to not work. They have so many programs and stuff for women. And now all of this stuff is being brought to a head slowly but surely. They're taking away rights. Like they just took away the abortion rights like it wasn't nothing. Roe versus Wade got overturned for no reason. I can't even think of a reason why they did that. It was wild, right? Then they took away affirmative action. If it wasn't for affirmative action, I wouldn't have none of these on the wall right here, right? But the majority of the women in the country are so educated, they took advantage of that too. Most women here are in debt. We have the most enrolled, not the most educated, but the most enrolled women, I think, in the world, right? And when you're a man like myself that has put a lot of time and effort into creating himself and developing himself into a person who is on a path that I call to greatness, right? When you're on that path, you're not going to let anything or anybody come in between that. Nobody. Especially not somebody that wouldn't give you the time of day back in the days. But that don't mean you have to be rude or what's another word I can use for it? Inconsiderate to people either, because you need relationships. When I say relationships, I don't mean somebody you dating. I'm saying you need relationships with people. You need to know that person at Popeyes, right? You need them to know who you are when you walk in a restaurant. A lot of the spots I go, they know me by name. As soon as I walk in there, they know what I want. They know what I'm about to order. If I don't want the usual, then they know the other thing that I want. You need relationships like that. That's how you network, right? And in return, it might be something you can do for them. So everything ain't always about sleeping with somebody or always about trying to smash or about sex or things like that. Sometimes relationships are just friendships, or someone that can benefit you the same way you can benefit someone else. Thank you for your comment again, Elizabeth. So let's get back to the video.
serious? And she's like, I am serious. Don't call me Shirley. Let me get this right. You are 5'4", 170 pounds, $200,000 in student loan debt. You want to have 39 years old. You want to have 3 kids, and you don't have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with the first child. And you don't want to have to work or be responsible for more than 10% of the family bills. Yet you want to travel, you want to open your own business, a daycare, a spa, everything else. You can't be serious, Shirley.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I know. And then and then when you actually say, well, how's that supposed to work? Guy gonna figure it out. And then here's the funny thing: guys like run into these women at 40 years old, and they start asking slick ways. So what do you are you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? Yeah. You ever watch any relationship or dating content? Yeah. You ever watch Kevin Samuels?
This is a certified hood classic.
All you want to do to piss women off is ask them if they watch my content.
Holy shit.
That's what her eyes do. They're like, holy shit. This watches Kevin Samuels? I gotta go.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
That's what they do. Gentlemen, I have become your best line of defense. You want to screen a woman? All you have to do is say, "Oh, what kind of content do you watch online?" And if she says she does not watch me, go ahead and leave.
Let me stop it right there. He's not lying. Before Kevin passed, I used to post his content on my Instagram page, and people would inbox me. Oh my God. I would get so many messages from so many females that I know, right? Nobody that I dated or anything like that, right? But just messages from people that I would know that are females that did not agree with the message. I didn't understand at first why people did not like the man, because all he was trying to do was teach all of us. And like I said in the previous video, his message resonates not just for Black people, not for African Americans only, but for all races. All races, right? Okay, so let me ask you a question. In what race or ethnicity have you ever seen a successful household where the woman is the head of the household and the man is subservient to the woman? If you could tell me that, put it in the comment. Or if you're watching this on the replay, put it on the comment. Tell me how that relationship worked out. I didn't know a whole lot that did not work. A whole lot of men look like a whole bunch of suckers, right? So when somebody like Kevin comes along and talks to men, especially Black men, but to men in general, right? And tells them, you're a man, this is what you need to be doing, right? To attract the right type of woman, you need to be this type of man. He was only controversial when he started talking to women. But for the 2.5 years, I think 2.5 years, he talked to men. Nobody gave a single damn. Nobody. I'm going to do a reaction to one of his videos, one to help me get promoted later on. But no one cared until he started talking to the women. You know why? Women push consumerism in the United States, and the United States is based off of consumerism. I'm gonna say that again. The United States is based off consumerism. Women spend 75 cents out of every dollar that come into any household in America. Google it. 75 cents of every dollar that comes into the house is spent by a woman. Women drive consumerism. That's what drives the economy. That's why they cater to women. That's why women are able to get people canceled. It is what it is. It's the truth. And I hate to say it like that, but you know, and then we got men that just pander to them just so they can pad their pockets. The Derek Jacksons, the Dr. Umars, all these type guys, right? They pander to the women just to tell them what they want to hear, just so women can go buy their courses or attend their stupid little seminars. Meanwhile, they're not even living the real life that they claim they're living. We still waiting on that school from Dr. Umar. We ain't gonna never get it. Where the money at? Follow the money. That's what I say. Follow the money. Okay? Follow the money. Follow the money, you find the problem. All right. Derek Jackson, his poor little wife, he done drove her crazy. Yeah. Make sure you are subscribed to my Facebook page. My Facebook page. We're live on Facebook right now. We alternate going live on Facebook and on Twitter. All right. So last week we were live. Last couple of weeks we were live on Twitter. Next couple of weeks we're going to be live on Facebook. We're going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think we might make it a permanent thing where we're doing lives on Twitter and Facebook. But make sure you subscribe to the Facebook page because all of the content will be over there, as well as Rumble, well as Odyssey, and Gleave. I just learned about that today. So we created a Gleave page. So I'm going to automatically start getting the videos synced over there too. Gracias la Kikina. It's very important the type of woman you deal with. Very important. That's why I cannot stress enough that you vet your woman properly. You had to vet her properly. Everyone thinks that you have to find like the perfect woman to do everything that you need, but that's not exactly true. She just has to be perfect for your situation. There's no one in this world that's perfect. She just has to be good for you. And as long as that's what's going on, as long as this woman is able to make you happy, that's what's important. You can't worry about what your friends think about your woman. You can't worry about what people say about your woman. You can't do nothing. You have to be an adult. Because once you make that choice, just like with a car, when you drive off the lot in that car, that's your car. So choose wisely. Make sure you ain't pick a lemon. All right. Now let's get back to the video.
Holy shit, look at that rabid hyena just ripping this guy's nuts off.
If she doesn't watch my content, guys, what do you think that means? If she doesn't watch my content, or if she does watch my content and she has a problem with it, what do you think that means? What do you guys think that means? That means she's already pre-screened to not be one for you. Yep. She's already pre-screened to not be one for you. So your godfather is out here doing work even when I'm not working. Do you watch Kevin Samuels content?
Holy shit.
Then you watch her talking to some beta boy over there and be like,
Holy shit, look at that rabid hyena just ripping this guy's nuts off.
and when you're walking out like, God, I survived. I made it to 40. I got no kids. She's over there freezing eggs. And they're telling you it's all the men's fault. It's your fault. You hate your mama. You're undercover gay. Your mama black. Gentlemen, at 40 is when you start to live. And at 40,
And look at you. You're average at best.
At 40, that's about as good as they can expect because every decade they lose a point. I want you to imagine a woman who's a straight up solid 9, a unadulterated 9 in college. When she reaches age 30, she automatically drops to an 8. She drops to an 8 just by default. She drops to an 8 by default. And you know what happens? You go up. Men, we go up. Ladies go down. So you go up and she goes down. Then at 40, the woman who was a 9 now is an adjustable 6 at best. But are they dating that way? No, they're dating as if their value has gone up with their age, their debt, their weight, and their income in some cases. And what you do, gentlemen, is you just avoid these women. Guys, at age 40, you write a list of your absolute deal breakers, your non-negotiables. And it is my personal opinion, especially in your personal life, don't have women in your life that are not feeding your ego, who don't respect you on your terms. See, a lot of women, there's a disrespect is not calling somebody their name. I said this when I was watching on the Peep Network, and they were talking about some stuff that Kay does all the time. Kay is mad disrespectful, but she doesn't think she is, because calling somebody out of their name is a form of disrespect. But doing something people disapprove of, and you knowingly know they disapprove of it, and you can choose to not do it, is being provocative, which is being disrespectful. See, guys, we spend so much time and especially in Black community, we'll spend so much time debating and arguing with our women. We're just used to it. And we have to be the ones that stop. We have to be the ones that stop engaging women in the bullshit. Remember the whole OnlyFans Subway thing, or the whole what was that thing when I did with the 3 chicks at one? You don't engage. It's not a debate. You're looking for women who are serious women who are not just wanting to travel, have fun, this and such and so forth. So at 40, life begins for a man at 40. It's the best part of life. You still get the benefit of being a young enough man, but you are wise enough to get shit done. You got some gray hairs, and you know that you don't have to rush. It's good for a man who's done the right things. But
let's stop it right here. Let's stop it right there. All right. Why is that important, what he just said? It's important because, one, during your vetting process of women, right, you're going to run across a lot of them that say they want to do this, do that, and do a lot of things that just ain't financially possible. Don't get me wrong, I've took my fair share of vacations and trips and things like that with somebody I was dating. I've done that before, right? But this is something that you're going to hear. Doesn't mean you have to settle for it. The person that wants to have fun all the time won't ever take anything serious. And like what was said in this video previously, you need somebody that you can put down in case of the emergency contact. Not somebody gonna say, "Oh, he'll be all right. He'll be okay." Or somebody that's gonna take their time and drag their feet in an emergent situation. A lot of people are gonna have certain requirements to say, "Oh, well, if you can't do this, this, and the third for me, then I can't be with you," and that's okay. Again, that's why a lot of men are leaving and going to other places. All right. Once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. That way you can tap in and leave a comment. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know if you like the comment, like the content. Therefore, I can keep pushing out great content to you guys. All right. But things aren't fun all the time. You're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have times that are imperfect. And that's okay. That's understandable. That's a part of life. But the person who, even with men, the men who don't want to take anything serious or anything like that and cut and run. You meet women that do this all the time. They're always in the club. They're always at happy hour. They're always drinking. And who wants that? Who wants to deal with that and see what this woman is going to become 10, 15 years from now, right? Nobody. Because all that drinking going to lead to a gut. And then when you tell them about it, you're going to get an attitude. And if you're married, you lose half because you're going to leave. Or you're going to end up cheating when you see something that's more attractive. So with that being said, make sure that the person that you with is with you. Make sure that the person you are with is supporting you. Because no matter what they say, all women want to feel secure and safe, right? So if that's the case, then you have to be the person that's leading. And you have to lead by example. And if this person can't follow your lead, right, get rid of them. Plain and simple. Let's go back.
The right things by 40. Gentlemen, I suggest you get, I mean, if you're not putting in the 60 hours, because this is where it shows up. Many of you guys are football fans. And you know the fourth quarter is where the work in the gym shows up, the road work, the conditioning. At 40 is where all this shows up. At 40 is where you start making distance between people. At 40 is what starts separating the men from the boys, as it were. Now, are you in a position to take advantage of that? Are you in a position to take advantage of your 40s? And that's the real question. A lot of guys aren't in a position to take advantage of their 40s. So what you need to do is look and say, do I have my wolf pack? Am I fit? Am I an athlete for life? Am I putting in my 60 hours? Am I doing all the stuff? Do I have my network together? Do I have my masculine image together? And this is one area where most men fail. Many men have all this stuff on their career, everything else, but you're still dressing like you dressed in college. Sorry, gentlemen, it won't work.
Now, I'm going to stop this right here and I'm going to address something real quick. Because I said something about this in my previous video. How you present yourself to the world is how they take you. And you cannot be a 40-year-old ball cap wearing man. Yeah, if you go into a baseball game. But just everyday apparel, no. If you're grown and you consider yourself to be grown, you need to dress like a grown man. No one is ever going to take you seriously in life if you walk up dressed like a 15-year-old in your late 30s and 40s, early 40s, late 40s, looking like you just came from a pep rally. No one. I don't care how brilliant your mind is, how good your idea is. The first thing they're going to do is look you up and down and say, no. This ain't the tech. This ain't Silicon Valley where everybody dresses like that. That's a specific breed of men that do that. Right? It's a specific type of men that do that. And it's been shown that that can happen. But for the average everyday man in their 30s and 40s, you need to have in your wardrobe some loafers, some hard bottom shoes, wood shoes, a button-up shirt. As you can tell, I like polo. So polo, so you can be presentable. How you present yourself to people is how they take you. It's how they take you. What up, Jeremiah? Oh, we got the Kansas City people in the building. Don't rub it in, Jeremiah. Don't rub it in. don't do it. Oh, Jeremiah bet on them KC Bulls. I know he did. I know you did. How much you win? Go on, talk about it. I know you won some money. I know you put some money on that game. I know you did. That's okay. We're gonna be back next year. We'll be back next year, Jeremiah. Don't worry about it. Bang bang Niner gang. It's all good. All love. You know what I'm saying? Damn Chiefs. It's okay. 49er for life, baby. Yeah. It's okay. But yes, it's a necessity. I don't care who you are. I'm not saying that you have to be buttoned down, suited up like Kevin, but you at least need to be able to go to the closet. Okay, Jeremiah. All right. Yeah. Don't rub it in. It's okay. We'll be back next year. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have the same squad. We're gonna rework some contracts. That's all right. We might not have Brandon Ayuk the way he acting like a spoiled little batch, right? But we'll get another receiver. T. Higgins might be available. Somebody like that. You know, he better quit acting like he can just go be a dog wherever he at. He's a dog in San Francisco. Don't mean you're gonna be a dog over there with the Jets. You better quit tripping. Mm-hmm. Yes, but you need to at least be able to go to your closet and pull out more than one button up and slap it on. I work in corporate America. You know what I mean? I work in corporate America. So that means before we worked from home, I worked in the office. So when I first was promoted to work in a corporate setting, because when I first started working for this company, I didn't work in a corporate setting. I worked on basically work production, but then I got promoted. So I have been promoted twice. I'm working on a third promotion now, right? But when I got promoted the first time, when I walked in the door to the office where I worked at, my new supervisor immediately stopped me and said, "What do you got on?" And I thought it was cool because where I came from, we dressed casual. I still had on like a polo button-up shirt, well, like a normal polo shirt, but I had on some jeans and some canvas polo shoes. And she was like, I know it's your first day, but tomorrow you need to come in here and you need to dress better. If the manager sees you like this, he's going to send you home. And I was like, it's like that? She said, yeah, it's like that. And then I seen the manager. So in one of Kevin's videos, he'll tell you, look at the chain, look at the org, look at the people. Do you look like these people? Do you dress like these people? If not, you will not ever get promoted. You dress for the position that you want, not for the position that you have. So when I looked at my manager, my new manager, he was dressed like the vice president. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what time it is. So what I did is when I got off work, I went to the mall, bought a pair of loafers, bought some chinos, a new belt, and some new polo button-ups. And when I came back the next day, I was ready. She said, okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. And when I did that, the manager had saw me the first day. He didn't say nothing. He waited to the second day and came and introduced himself to me. So people pay attention to you. It's a difference in, okay, I'm going to run to the grocery store real quick. So I'm just throwing a t-shirt and some blue jeans and some sneakers, right? But if that's your wear every day, you ain't Bill Gates. You're not Bill Gates. You can't do what Bill Gates do. You can't do what the billionaires do, especially if you're a person of color. You have to dress like you want it. You have to be presentable at all times because it's hard enough for us, it is, especially if you live in the United States of America. I don't care where you go. It doesn't matter if you don't just live in the US. In these other countries, when you see some of these guys, because if you realize it, they have hierarchies in other countries to where people live amongst other people according to their financial situation. So you can't just be out here looking like a bum and expecting the millionaires to invest in you. It don't work like that. They're going to look at you like, yeah, right. But especially in the US, since I live here, I talk about that, right? Especially in the US, you have to look like you want it. It is what it is. And I never have a problem with it. Dress for the position you want, not the position you have. You have to stay groomed. Well groomed, you can't be walking around. I don't care how much you like it. It ain't about what you like. It's about what they see and what they like. And if you don't fit into what they want to see, a part of their org, you're not going to be it. It's plain and simple. Let's get back to the video.
Take off the damn graphic t-shirt, Jordans, jeans, and fitteds. Absolutely unacceptable. I saw somebody saying, white boys can grow their hair out and grow hair long, but black men got to cut their hair. That's bullshit. Shut the fuck up. When our ethnic image tops in, we can start making rules. Until then, shut up. Stop being such a rebel and play the game. See, as an image consultant, you don't come pay me to help you reconstruct your image just to do the same shit you did before. You dress for outcomes as a grown damn man. Now, on my channel, when I was becoming an image consultant, you can watch me try every style personality. I went through times where I had plaids, colors, different textures, different patterns, different accessories. And I sat down with my own image consultant after I learned the business. I'm like, okay, what is my style? Now you guys see, I have it down. But I left all of that up so you can see where the evolution came from. Go back over my channel and you can see a guy like you that just decided to do the work. Esquire, GQ, Bachelor. Okay? But what is your masculine archetype? Refined. That's somebody kind of like myself. The rogue or the rake. I've already described these. You can be a refined tiger, a rakish tiger, a rogue tiger. You can be a refined lion, a rakish lion, or a rogue lion. We don't deal with the hyena mindset male over here. Just like we don't entertain hyena mindset or mule mindset women. What we do with women like that is we avoid them. The only way we don't avoid them is if we can profit from it. The only reason we don't avoid women like that is if we can profit from the association. Meaning, when I finish Men's Week and I talk about the attorney, the realtor, this, the that, the averagers, the averagers, I profit from the association from a lot of different things because I can better speak to it. But my ultimate goal is to make sure that you as a man, understand that so many of you young guys want to get it all done in your 20s. You're not looking to realize about 40 is when it starts. At 40, you start living. At 40 is when you can decide to go, if you're a tiger, go get your Harley. Do whatever. And I'm going to tell you, as an aside, if you're not in the top 10% of men, I wouldn't even contemplate, especially in the black community, I wouldn't contemplate marriage. If you're not at 40 in the top 10%, I wouldn't contemplate marriage until you are firmly in that, because no matter what women say, they want you to be able to pay all the bills. And I'm going to talk to the women about the great resignation. Look, the great resignation is here to stay.
All right. So let me go back. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. All right. So let me go back and retouch on what I was saying. All right. So it's good that a lot of people want to be married, but can you afford to be married? Can you afford to be the head of the household? Can you, in your current position right now, with the job you have, afford a family of 3? Let's say hypothetically speaking. If you met a woman right now, y'all had 3 kids, could you afford to support them if something happened and the woman couldn't work? If that's a no, don't get married. I don't believe in shacking up. That's one thing I don't do. I don't believe in shacking up, right? So for you to be the head of the household, for you to be in a union with another person, in this case, we're talking about women, right? Because you're gonna want to understand that while you're in this relationship with this woman, there will be date night, meals, gifts, etc., that you, as the man, will be expected to provide outside of mortgage, bills, cars, occasional vacation, wedding ring, and engagement ring, the whole bridal set. Okay? Can you afford this without your pockets, without you going into debt? If the answer is no, don't get married. It's as simple as that. Are you understanding that you will be required to provide for the family. Because especially if you live in, if you're someone who's going to other countries looking for women, men take care of everything. Now there are some instances where men go 50-50 over there. Don't let people lie to you. It happens. I know firsthand proof. Men go 50-50 in other countries. But the majority of the men pay the bills. And you're going to be expected, because you're a foreigner from America, the quote unquote richest country in the world. The minute you touch the soil over there and you meet a woman, the expectation will be for you to pay for everything. Can you do that? If you can't do that, don't get married. Focus on yourself. Get yourself together and put yourself in a position to where if you eventually can afford to do that, then you go ahead and do it. But it's okay to have love for somebody or be in love with somebody, but keep your feelings out of it. There's a whole lot of people that wish they would have used thought with their head and not their feelings and ended up in divorce court. Now they got to pay alimony for the next umpteen years because they thought with their heart and not their head. One of the main things I tell people is stop thinking with your feelings. It's okay to use them, but use this up here too. God gave it to you for a reason. Use that nugget. It ain't just for you to sit there and look cute with. It's for you to use critical thinking skills. In my everyday life, I have to use critical thinking skills to get things done every day. And it might hurt people's feelings. It might rub people the wrong way, but it is what it is. Everyone's not going to like everything you do, and that's okay. That's just how it is. So, like I just said, you're going to be expected to be the provider. Like he just said, no matter what a woman says, she can be down with you to the bitter end. She's still going to expect you to pay for some shit. Just is what it is. And if all you got is $20 to your name every 2 weeks, you need to just focus on yourself and get yourself in a better position to where you can provide for you and a family. Yeah, that's exactly right, Jeremiah. Should be the last thing on your mind. I'm just saying, because I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's a great thing to express how you feel for somebody. A lot of people want to be robots. I ain't got no love. I ain't got no heart. Man, look, man. God didn't put you here to be by yourself. And God ain't sending you nobody. Let's just get that correct. God put you here to find somebody. God ain't sending you nobody. That's a big misconception. And everybody needs to get that through their head. God ain't sending you nothing. God does not work for you like that. God created this place. God created you, and God created other people so you and other people can find each other. If I'm lying, then why do people go and pray for certain things like that and they don't ever get them? Think about it. Women pray for men all the time, and the man will walk up to him and they'll be like, "Oh no, not you. You're not the one that I prayed for. Not you. The other one. I'm looking for somebody else." All right. Yeah, real life. Let's get back to the video. We've been on here almost an hour and a half. We're going to end this real soon.
And I'm going to talk to black women in particular about this all next week. There's so many black women who are going to be left working for corporate America while most other women are working from home. The reason so many black women cannot take advantage of the Great Resignation is because you are chronically unmarried.
Amen.
I'm going to bring in stuff from the Minority Mindset, Jocelyn Singh, some other things talking about the Great Resignation, talking about how companies are starting to go back to women to renegotiate, and y'all's dumbasses are taking the packages. You know how many women I know of who are working long, crazy hours, getting underpaid? The company came back and offered them $5,000 extra, and now they are going back and doing. I'm like, they could have gave you that money a long time ago. The Great Resignation on top of inflation. Most of you ladies, if you could get along with a man, you would be set. More on that to come. The Great Resignation. But gentlemen, if you're not in the top 10%, 15%, 75,000 or more. Maybe you don't live in a big city. Maybe you live in Tulsa. Okay, Tulsa. If you're living in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Austin, something where the cost of living is below the national average, the top 15% will do. But if you're in the top 15% and you don't want to get married, gentlemen, get you a serial, get a steady, have somebody to hang out with. I did the video on pay to play and all that stuff. I know more men who have a girlfriend for the summer, spring, summer, winter, fall. I got a cold weather girlfriend, I got a warm weather girlfriend. I'm not talking about running a rotation per se, because I'm talking about all your relationships with women need to be above board and need to be clear up front, because you don't want to try to be a fuck boy or a player or a stupid N-word in this time, because you'll mess up your reputation trying to do stuff for slick or for free that you could do as a grown damn man. Don't do it that way, guys. Don't do it that way. Be upfront. Pay the price.
I'm gonna stop it right there. Here's a message to all you dating coaches out here. It don't work. All right. It don't work. All you dating coaches, your lies don't work. After so long, the cute little words wear off, man. Okay? And then if you understand how karma works and you meet a woman and you don't really want nothing serious, just be real about it and tell her the truth. You'd be surprised what you might get. The problem is we think we got to lie all the time and tell a woman what they want to hear just so we can, get into their pants or whatnot. But the majority of the time, all they're just looking for is somebody to just be real and straight up and upfront and honest. Just tell the truth. If you're not looking for nothing serious at the moment, then you're just not looking for something serious at the moment. You might just want a friend. And that might be all that person needs too. Okay? So it's better to just be honest about things instead of trying to swindle your way through life. Generating bad karma always comes back to bite you in the you know what. Always. And nobody needs to be generating bad karma out here. It slows and stops progression. And life is always about progression. What we do is about outcomes, and we want the highest possible outcome, period. If you think like me, you want the highest possible outcome, period, at all times. Not just at this certain occasion for this one thing. I don't care what I do. I want to be the best at it. That's how my mind works. Yeah, I might see you, you might be doing your thing, but I want to be the best at what I'm doing. Because I'm always think I can do that too. And I can be good at it. So it doesn't matter who's doing what. I'm always going to think I'm going to be the best at it. I'm always going to think what I'm doing is going to be better. It's just like with a rapper or R&B singer. They're supposed to think they're the best. That's why every single one of them will tell you, I'm the best rapper alive. I'm the best singer alive, because that's what you're supposed to think. That's the mentality you're supposed to have. This ain't a game. If you don't motivate yourself, who's going to do it for you? Nobody. All right. So you have to believe in you. But doing the opposite of that is lying and generating bad karma, and you'll never get to the places you're trying to get to as long as you're doing that. Let's get back to the video so we can finish it off. Starting to get hungry.
Instead of trying to get it off the lip and then find yourself with a crazy ex-girl, a crazy girlfriend, blowing up your social media, stalking you online, writing all kind of reviews. Again, how you handle women is going to determine a lot. And at 40, you need to have women in your life for recreation. Yeah, going out to eat is cool, but I love to be sitting across from a beautiful woman at a nice restaurant. I like women's company. Women are great insights. I tell you, this year you'll never see my private life. I'm not gonna put my private life. But I think a lot of men are going to get into relationship this year with women who will follow them. Gentlemen, I'm only talking about getting into relationship with women who openly declare that they're going to follow you and their actions show it. I'm not talking about modern women. I'm talking about women who are an asset. A woman should add no stress, shouldn't really bring any stress. And far too many of us spend our time trying to manage unmanageable women. Leave them. Leave them. Like I said, judge a woman by her actions, not by her looks. So you're at 40 years old. If you go down if you're already going down the husband family, that's one thing. This is when you start getting extremely active in your community, knowing your mayor, your council person, charitable work. This is when you become the Rotary Club, all that stuff. You need to become a man you need to become a fixture. Everybody needs to know you. Go meet the local police chief. Go meet, if you live in a subdivision, go down to the local subdivision office and shake the captain's hand. So when the new corporal pulls you over or whatever, you can start name dropping. You want to name drop like a motherfucker in this stage. But if you're a tiger, get that passport out, brother. Get that passport out and start working remotely if you can. This is the phase of life when you want to start leaving corporate America. You put in your time. You can only go so far in an organization. And you need to really this is when you sit down with somebody like myself and get a real fair assessment. Where am I at in my career? What's the next phase? 70 to 90% of you are going to be capped out by 40, 45. 40 or 45. It means you won't, if you're at the director level, the chances of moving to VP are infinitesimally small. It'll be better to go start your own consultancy. This is when you leave corporate America, start your own business, and determine your own quality of life. This is when you downsize, especially if you're not a family man. Sophisticated, listen to what I'm about to say, okay? sophisticated minimalism. I'm a minimalist, but it's sophisticated. You buy the best quality. I don't want you to be a minimalist in a cheap sense. No. Sophisticated minimalism. You don't walk around in cheap ass shoes. And I'm gonna put my extra money in the stock market. Motherfucker, buy real shoes. If you're making $100,000 a year and you putting $100 pair of shoes on your feet, where we at? No. A man only needs a handful of shoes. Put quality on your feet. Go back to the video I did. Things your dad should have taught you. Quality products. Because how you maintain yourself from here going forward will improve your quality of life, and it will send a signal to other people. All right, let me open up the call line.
All right, we're gonna stop Kevin right there. We appreciate everything we done learned from him. Now, let me address the last talk. Hey, Black Empowerment. We live every Saturday between 5 and 6. All right. I saw your comment the other day, and I'm seeing you right now, right? So every Saturday between 5 and 6 o'clock, I'll be on here. So if you're looking for me, that's how you find me. All right. Plus, if you look at my community tab, you'll see I put on there when we going live. All right. It might be a different date here and there because we got some interviews coming up. So to work with the people that I'm going to interview, might have to adjust the schedule a little bit. But most of the time is between 5 and 6 on Saturdays. And like I said, on the community tab on my page, if you go to the community tab, let me show you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen. You can see right here, Black Empowerment. I always post and tell them when we're going live. That way you don't miss out. All right. It's on the community tab. So you come here, you click community, and you'll be able to see it. What's up, Spino? I know you don't know. Where I know you from? The name sounds so familiar. Yeah, you're the only person over there on Twitch in the chat. Yeah. I understand that. You got to do what's best for you in this situation, Spino. Spino. So what I would do is I would sit down with her and I would have a serious conversation as to where this relationship is going. First off, it needs to be going in a direction. All right. Where are we going? What's the plan? What are we doing? All right. Okay. But if you're not content with how you're living and what you got going on, and you want more, then you have to pitch this to her so she can be a part of the plan. if she ain't a part of the plan or she's not down with it, you're gonna have a hard time trying to convince her to. That's why in this video, Kevin says, find someone that's wanting to follow you. And if they want to follow you, that means they're going to be down with whatever you're down with. Not someone who's going to be content. And with what you're saying, sounds like this person is very content. Right? We don't deal with contention. We don't deal with complacency. Because if you're like me, at any given moment, things might change. So have that conversation with her. Talk to her. I mean, if you really want to be with her, you need to see where her mind's at. And if she ain't going to be down with you, it might be time to let her go. Eventually, if you're going to get married, your wife's supposed to be your helpmate. Ask yourself, is she your helpmate right now? She's not your wife, but just ask yourself, are you being a helpmate to me right now? If the answer is no, you got to let her go. Period. There's no other way around that. A woman's supposed to come into your life and make your life easier. I don't care how old you are. She's supposed to come into your life and make things easier, not harder. If she's making things harder, you got to go. Life is hard enough as it is. I don't need you making it worse. That should resonate. That should make sense to you. All right, guys, we're about to end this live stream. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed. Thank you for tuning in tonight. This is another episode of the Professional Nomad Podcast. If you're watching this on the replay, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below. All right? Stefano out.